So the good thing, we already finished our journal entries 1 through 5, and now we're going to be talking about journal entries 6 through 10. So for journal entry number 6, there are 2 parts. For the first one, we're going to be looking at the wise choice process. There are 6 different areas. The first part is asking you, what's my present situation? You're describing the problem objectively and completely. So what is your educational circumstance at this present time? For the second one, how would I like my situation to be? So if it is negative right now, you can still have a positive outlook for the future. So what are some things that you would like to see in the future for your educational situation? For the third part, it says, what are my possible choices? So write down some ideas that you can actually do. Some people may want to be an entrepreneur, so they may not even look at college, or they may decide to go to college so they can learn more about the business world. Some people may go to a technical school to be able to help them start their career as soon as possible. And then some people may decide that they are going to do both. So you have different options that you can write down so you can decide which one that you're going to do. So for the fourth one, it says, what's the likely outcome of each possible choice? So if you decide to write about 3 different things, you're going to have to write an outcome about each of those 3 things. So what is your expectation of you meeting that goal and how it will actually look? For the 5th one, it says, which choice will I commit to doing? Even though you actually may have 2 or 3 or 4 choices, just make sure that you are honing in and choosing at least one, and you're going to commit to completing that task. For the 6th one, it says, when and how will I evaluate my plan? So you're doing like a little self-reflection, making sure that you are checking yourself so you do not actually wreck yourself. So for the second part, it says you need to write what you actually learned while you were reading or relearning information about the wise choice process. So that is very simple. And you're just going to go ahead and write a paragraph. And remember, when you're writing your paragraph, you want to make sure that you're using complete sentences. You are not doing different fragments. You're not doing run-on sentences or anything like that. For our journal entry number 7, there are 4 different parts. And for the first part, it says you're going to write 1 sentence that expresses a recent problem or event that upset you. Just as some of you all, drive your cars to school and everything, you have your licenses. And if someone jumps in front of you in traffic, that may make you like a little upset. But, you can write it here. And it says, think of something troubling that happened in school or at work or in your personal life. So whatever it is, something simple, the driving of the car and someone jumping in front of you, that may make you upset. So that was just an example. So you can use the example that you would like to use. So now we have the different parts. We have the IC, which is the inner critic, where you're actually making a critical point. And then we also have the IG, which is the inner guide. So remember, with the IC, this is where it is something that is negative. Now with the IG, this is something that is positive. So with the negative, for example, they have, you failed that math test because you're terrible in math. For the IG, it says, it's true I failed the math test, but I'll study harder next time and do better. This was only the first test, and I now know what to expect the next time, okay? So remember, the first one, which is the inner critic, that's you blaming, like others, and you're also blaming whatever negative part of your background, but you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you clean it up when you're motivating yourself with the inner guide. So now we're going to look at the third part. It says, write a list of 3 or more criticisms your inner defender might level against someone else or life as a result of the situation. So it says, have your inner guide dispute each one immediately. Okay, so with the ID, an example, they put you failed that math test because you've got the worst math instructor on campus. So you are blaming someone else. You are not taking accountability at all. For the IG, I have trouble understanding my math instructor, so I'm going to make an appointment to talk with him in private. And it says, John really liked the last semester, so I'll bet I like him too if I give him a chance, just as John did. So you see here how they're putting the responsibility back on them, where they're trying to do something a little extra to help them improve. So for the last part of number 7, it is part 4, and it says make a choice. Write about one of the following. So we do have A or B that you can choose from. Please do not write about both of them. For A, it says write what you have learned or relearned about changing your inner conversation. So write what you can do to be more positive rather than being negative, because your thoughts can be negative sometime, and that's with anyone. So you have to make sure that you turn it around to something positive. So the next one for part B, it says one instructor said about this journal entry, while I understand the importance of having students change their inner conversations, I don't think they ever actually apply what they write in their journals to the challenging situations in their lives. So it says when you're reading this information here, you're just going to write to reply to the instructor expressing your opinion about her concern. So what it is, the instructor wrote something and all you're doing is analyzing and you're giving like a little rebuttal, and then you're just answering what you want her to know, giving feedback based on whatever it is that you probably didn't like from her paragraph or what you did like. So it's just you giving your opinion, analyzing what was read. So then now we're going to look at journal entry number 8. So with this one, you're going to have to look at a chart, and you're just going to look at that chart and kind of make sure that yours kind of mirror it a little bit, but you're going to put your own information in there. So for part 8, journal entry number 8, we do have 3 different parts. For the first part, it says in your journal, create an empty table like the one on 3.1. You're going to fill in 3 or more of your own desired outcomes. So things that you want to be able to happen. And let me make sure I go to 3.1 so you can see it here like on the screen. And the examples they have for desired outcomes, the first one, you're going to earn a grade point average of a 3.8 or better and make the dean's list this semester. So if you want to do that, what is the purpose? What is the meaning behind that? The value in it, it says a high GPA will look great on my transcript when I apply for a job. Also, it will give me a real boost of self-confidence. For the second one, it says in my English class, write at least one essay that contains no more than 2 non-standard grammar errors. So making sure that your grammar and everything is correct. So what is the value in that? It says I want to be able to write without worrying that someone who reads my work is going to think I'm stupid or illiterate. For the third one, in my student success class, which is this class, learn at least 3 strategies for managing my time more effectively. So the value of that, I feel overwhelmed and stressed with all I need to do, and learning how to manage my time better will lower my stress level. So when you're looking at the desired outcomes, you're looking at something that you want to happen, a goal that you want to meet. And when you're looking at the value, you're saying the purpose of you meeting that goal. What's the benefit of it? So for the fourth one, it says get an A in my accounting class. Why would you like to get an A in your accounting class? Because I want a career in accounting, So doing well in the course is the first step towards success in my profession. The last one, make 3 or more new friends. Why you want to make 3 or more new friends? Why is this so important? My friends from high school all went to other colleges or they're working. I want to make new friends here so I'll have people to hang out with on the weekends. So you see here the desired outcomes, the different things that that you're noticing, something that is a goal for you to meet. And then the value is just you saying how you're going to meet the goal and why it is important for you to meet that goal. So that is what you need to make sure that you're doing for the first part of journal entry number 8. For the second part of journal entry number 8, it says in your journal, create an empty table that's similar to 3.2. So you're going to make sure that you're filling in 3 or more desired experiences for this course. And then you're going to make sure that you explain why you value having the experience. So we're just going to do the same thing that we just did for the chart on 3.1. This one is a little more lengthier. So for the desired experiences, something that you want to do. When you go to college, yes, you want to have fun, but you have to make sure you remember the sole purpose of why you're there. You're trying to earn an education so you can gain the knowledge and so you can succeed for your future if you decide to, make sure that you're going to college. So for the value, my brother dropped out of college because he said it was all work and no play. So that sounds like an excuse. And I know I'm going to have work to do in college. I have to work hard in college, but I want to have fun too. I think if I'm enjoying myself, that I'll make all the assignments more bearable. Okay, so you see how he was able to say, I'm going to have fun, but I'm also going to make sure I do my work. I'm not going to do like my brother, all fun and no work, and quit. So the next one, academic confidence. It says, I never done well in school, although my teachers have always said I could be a good student if I applied myself more. I want to feel just as smart as any other student in my classes. So now you're trying to fix the problem. So you can look at the desired experience as something you want to do, but it's kind of like a problem. But then when you're looking at your value, that is like you correcting the problem, your answer for the result. So now we're looking at the excitement about learning. I didn't really like my classes in high school. I want to get excited about learning in at least one course. So I look forward to the homework, and sometimes the class time goes so fast, I can't believe when it's over. Okay, now for the last one, personal confidence. I have always been a shy person, and I want to become more outgoing so I can do well on future job interviews and be more assertive in my career so I get the promotions I deserve. So remember, the first part that you're going to put is based on like some kind of problem or situation. And then the next one next to it is how you're trying to solve the problem and get out of the situation to make sure that things are better and you have a more positive outcome. So that was for journal entry number 8, part 2. Now we're going to look at part 3. For part 3, this one is pretty simple. All you're doing is looking at your value, and you're looking at your expectations, and you're looking at the motivation. So the V stands for value, the E stands for expectation, and the E stands for motivation. So they're saying you're going to make sure your value multiplied by your expectation equals your motivation. And you're going to do it in word form. So they have an example here. I place on being a success in college is, and then you'll put whatever you think. And my expectation on being a success in college is, put whatever it is you think, multiply together. This gives me an achievement motivation score of whatever you think. So as you see, they have for the first one, based on your value, It's a 0 to 10. So you'll choose what you'll put in that blank. Based on your expectation, that is also a 0 to 10. You'll put whatever it is in the blank. And then you're going to multiply together that information, and it's going to give you your achievement motivation score. And that score is going to be between the numbers 0 to 100. So, it's very simple. And it says, just make sure that you are discovering what actually motivates you. So that is for journal entry number 8. So now we're going to look at journal entry number 9. And with this one, we do have more than one part here as well. It is 2 parts. So for this one, you're going to look at page 86. And something that's very important, if you can just make sure that when you're on your computer that you actually download the on-course book, because it'll be easier to maneuver through the pages. Because if not, it's going to take you a little while longer. And as you are looking on your book, you want to make sure that you're looking at the page numbers that are on the actual book, not the page numbers that are up front.
Good.
Okay, so now for journal entry number 9, it is actually talking about your life plan. It's going to probably change in the future, but right now you're just going to put what you're thinking you want to happen in your life currently for your future. So for the first part, it says my dream. So what is it that you want? Just make sure that you're describing it. And it says if you are not sure about your dream, you can simply write I'm searching. But, try to dig a little deeper and kind of say something that you would like to dream of for your future. So it says my life role, and then, student. They have as an example my long-term goals in this role as a student. It says these are the outcomes you plan to achieve as a student in the next 2 to 10 years or even longer if necessary. So depending on, what you want to do in your life depends on how long you will go to school or if you'll go to school at all. And your short-term goals would be like your certain role that you're trying to meet like right now. So it says these are the outcomes you plan to achieve as a student this semester. So for example, for quarter 1, like while you're in school, you could probably say, oh, my goal is to earn a B for the course, but I do have an outlook to earn an A for quarter 2. So whatever it is that you want as your short-term goal, it says to begin your list of short-term goals, you can write the same desired outcomes that you chose in journal entry number 8, and then you can add on as you go. So you're just going to make sure that you're filling that information out. And they do have like an example here, like your choice. If you wish, repeat this process for one or more of your other life roles, like as if you were an employee, if you were an employer, if you were an athlete, or so on. At this time, you don't have to know how to achieve your goals. You're just thinking about like your dreams and everything, and what are some strategies that you are going to do to be able to meet these goals. And this is not just like a, class assignment just to do. It's an assignment that will help you prepare for your future and do well in your future. For the second one, it says write about what you have learned or relearned by designing your life plan. So you're just going to write like a little paragraph there, something that you learned from the reading that's going to help you plan for your future. So that is journal entry number 9. We're almost done. We just have one more. And the good thing about it with journal entry 9, they actually have examples for you. So before we go to journal entry 10, I want to make sure you see like the example. So for example, they have my dream. So I help families adopt older children, 10 years old or older, and create home environments in which the children feel loved and supported to grow into healthy, productive adults. And then it also says my life role, college student, my life long-term goals in this role. They have 3 things: They want to make sure that they earn their Associates of Arts degree by June 2016. So we know the book is outdated, but this was what they wrote back then. And it says, I earned a Bachelor of Arts degree by June 2018. And then it says, I earned a Master of Social Work degree by 2020. So we see this person really have a lot of things in store that they want to, ensure that they are experiencing. And then we're looking at where it says my short-term goals in this role this semester. They have 10 things they need to do in order to meet those short-term goals. So the first thing they said, they want to make sure that they're achieving an A in English 101 by December 18. They want to make sure that they're writing a research paper on the challenges of adopting older children by November 20th. Then they want to make sure that they are achieving an A in Psychology 101 by December 18th as well. For the fourth thing, they said, I learn and apply 5 or more psychological strategies that will help my family be happier and more loving by November 30th. I achieved an A in the College Success course, which is the class like this, by December 18th. Number 6, I dive deep in every on-course journal entry, writing a minimum of 500 words for each one. So something else that they actually have here is that they want to make sure that they're taking a 1 page of notes in every class to attend this semester. So you can make sure that you're remembering everything that you learned. So the next one for number 9, I turn in every assignment on time this semester. That is very, very key. For number 10, it says I learned to use a computer well enough to prepare all of my written assignments by October 15th. So with the course, you're going to see everything is outlined for you, and you see the different examples. So this is the last one, finally. So with this one, it is journal entry number 10, and it does have, just one part, so it's just one part, so that's good. So it says, write a visualization of the exact moment in the future when you are experiencing the accomplishment of your biggest goal or dream in your role as a student. So it says, for example, if you desire to graduate from a 4-year university with a 4.0 GPA, just make sure that you're writing something along those lines. So you're envisioning yourself for the future. So a little snippet of what they put here. I am dressed in a long blue robe. The tassel from my graduation cap is tickling my face. I look out over the thousands of people in the audience and I see my mother, a smile spreading across her face. I hear the announcer call my name. I feel a rush of adrenaline and chills tingle on my back. As I take my first step onto the stage, I see the college president smiling, reaching her hand out to me in congratulations. I hear the announcer repeat my name, adding that I am graduating with highest honors, having obtained a 4.0 GPA average. I see my classmates standing to applaud me. Their cheers flow over me, filling me with pride and happiness. I walk, and then it has like a continuation of ... whatever else they probably were thinking or want to put. So you see this person has a high self-esteem, has a lot of confidence, and they are feeling that they will be successful. So you have to make sure that you're thinking on the same lines of that, because all of us are special and all of us are smart and can achieve anything that we put our minds to. So it's saying make sure that you're remembering the 4 keys to effectively visualize. So the first one, relax. Make sure that you're looking at your present tense verbs, that you're looking at your 5 senses, your seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, and then look at your emotional side as well. So that is that. So if you have any questions or anything, you could just go ahead and press play. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks for your patience, and I know you will do a great job. And bye until next time. Remain safe.